12 News at 10 with Mark Curtis and Caribe Devine starts now.
Good evening. We begin with breaking news. Police have shot a suspect after they say he tried to kidnap a woman and her child in a Peoria neighborhood. The suspect and an officer have both been taken to the hospital. The officer for precautionary reasons. We're told the suspect has died.
This all happened near the Loop 101 and Thunderbird Road. That's where 12 News journalist Bianca Bono is right now. And Bianca, you just got an update from police. What did they have to say?
Well, Caribe, the details they gave us are shocking. Peoria police say it was a terrifying situation that led up to this officer-involved shooting. They say that around 6:45 tonight, a woman was on a walk in the Greenbelt area of this neighborhood. It's right behind the police cruiser that's behind me. She was apparently pushing her baby in a stroller when a man, a complete stranger, walked up to her and tried to kidnap her. And then police say he tried to take her baby from her. Now take a look. This is video from Sky 12 over this scene, showing you just how big of a response there has been tonight. Now, as that man was apparently attacking this woman and her baby, she managed to FaceTime her husband, who quickly responded here. The suspect was then chased down the street, and that's when Peoria police officers arrived. A spokesperson tells us after some sort of altercation took place, at least one police officer fired, striking the suspect. He was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Again, here's Peoria police explaining what happened.
We responded to a call shortly after 6:45 p.m. for a male subject who was allegedly attempting to take a female, kidnap the female, an adult female. She was at the time pushing a baby stroller with a small child on the stroller. According to witnesses, the subject attempted to take the child from the female, at which time she FaceTimed her husband. Her husband came to the scene, and apparently the suspect was chased down the street, down 87th Lane and West Pershing Avenue.
Now, Glendale police have taken over this investigation. Peoria police were unable to say if that suspect was armed. A Peoria police officer was taken to the hospital for precautionary reasons and is expected to be released very soon tonight. Now, thankfully, that woman and her baby are not physically hurt. I should mention that several members of this community that live in this gated neighborhood were watching as police gave that update. They say they know this woman. They see her pushing her baby in a stroller every night, and they are shocked to hear what happened. Now, obviously, some big questions remain. Who was this suspect? What was his motive? Those are answers police are working to bring right now, as they do expect this neighborhood to be completely shut down all night. For now, we're live in Peoria. Bianca Bono, 12 News.
Bianca, thanks. Just terrifying. New at 10, 911 calls obtained by 12 News are shedding some new light on how a Casa Grande city vehicle hit and killed a woman who had just gotten out moments earlier. Ava Berger died after she was hit by the van on March 31st. She was coming home from a trip to the senior center. The driver called 911 after the crash. We're going to play you that recording. We did edit out some of the 911 operator's questions for time purposes, but you can hear the driver begin to explain what happened.
911, what's the address of your emergency?
I'm not sure what street I'm on, but I hit a lady under my van. I think she's dead. Honest to God, you got to send somebody right away, please. She fell in front of my van when I was pulling away. Please come right now.
The driver told police she turned to speak to someone else in the van, and when she pulled away, she said she didn't see anyone in front of her, but she says she did feel a bump. We're not identifying the driver since no charges have been filed.
Also new tonight, Mesa police have released video of an unusual heist. A man is accused of stealing more than $100,000 worth of bottled water from his own job. 12 News journalist Kyle Simchuk shows us what the man said after the arrest and how police cracked the case.
This is the moment Francisco Huerta was arrested last January on his way to work.
So you are going to be under arrest? Okay.
He's placed in cuffs by Mesa police following a months-long investigation. More than $100,000 worth of bottled water disappeared from this warehouse in East Mesa, and police say it was all an inside job, with evidence pointing to Huerta.
Well, I mean, you're aware that 2 truckloads of water disappeared in the Niagara place. You're on video loading the semi-trucks.
Huerta worked inside Niagara Bottling, which fills bottled water for big brands like Walmart, Costco, and Smart Water. On 2 different nights in November of 2024, security cameras show a semi and pickup truck enter the facility. Police say Huerta loaded one semi with 20 pallets of Smart Water, valued at $73,000. The next night, he loaded 22 pallets of Kirkland brand water, worth $30,000. 12 News obtained audio from Huerta's interrogation.
How did you get contacted by these people to be the guy that loads the truck? How did you get involved in trafficking stolen property of water? How did how did this whole thing start?
I didn't do that, so I don't know.
Throughout the 15-minute interview, Huerta admits to loading the trucks but denies any wrongdoing.
I loaded trucks. I didn't follow the procedure just because I was trying to help truck drivers get out for the weekend.
The detective didn't buy his story, and Huerta was charged with 2 felony counts of first-degree theft.
If I stole water, then I would have money.
Mesa police say the other 2 suspects involved have not been identified, and the stolen bottled water, worth over $100,000, has not been found. There was no other evidence to follow up on, and the case is closed. Huerta remains in jail. In Mesa, Kyle Simchuk, 12 News.
Kyle, thanks. 2 children are in critical condition tonight after they fell off of an inflatable raft that was being towed down the road by a pickup truck. It happened at the Desert Tortoise Campground at Lake Pleasant. Sky 12 captured the moment that 2 medical helicopters took off from the scene. Deputies say both kids are under the age of 10. MCSO tells us that criminal charges may be filed once the investigation is complete.
Tonight, we're taking a closer look at the gun used in a shooting that killed a 5-year-old girl in South Phoenix on Tuesday night. Phoenix police say that Leila Ramos was shot and killed by her 9-year-old brother, and the gun used was illegally purchased by their father. New court records show that 33-year-old Irvin Ramos Jimenez knew that he could not legally own a gun. He told police that he bought the AR-style rifle through a private sale for use as personal protection. In Arizona, a background check is not required for private firearms purchases.
Every single thing that happens that goes wrong like this is not just one thing going wrong. It's a cascade of failures. And the first thing is it's a failure to enforce our law. And there's not another law you could have that would make this any better.
There's no doubt that he shouldn't have had it, but we don't have any, it's a loophole that he can go and just purchase that from anyone.
Ramos Jimenez now faces a weapons charge. He was released despite the county attorney asking for a $250,000 bond.
Opening statements in Lori Valdebel's latest trial with a convicted murderer imploring the jury to find her not guilty of conspiring to kill her niece's ex-husband.
She is representing herself in the 3rd trial that she's faced in just as many years. The I-Team's Erica Stapleton was there for opening statements and breaks down what happened in the courtroom.
This jury has no idea that Lori Valdebel has already been convicted in Idaho for killing her children and in Arizona for conspiring to kill her former husband. We're not expecting that backstory to come up in this case at all. But prosecutor Trina Kay gave the roadmap for her case that Lori Valdebel conspired with her brother, Alex Cox, to kill Brandon Boudreau, her niece's ex-husband. Back in October 2019, investigators believe Lori's brother shot at Brandon outside his home in Gilbert. He wasn't injured, but he did call 911. The prosecutor said she will use text messages, surveillance footage, cell phone data, and license plate readers as some of the evidence to prove Valdebel was part of this conspiracy. Valdebel, who is representing herself, gave her own opening statement to the jury. The prosecutor had to object multiple times, claiming Valdebel was either giving an argument or bringing up something inappropriate or unnecessary. Valdebel told jurors that there was no animosity between her and Brandon, and she tried to allude that this was all a conspiracy against her.
Well, when the police were interviewing Brandon, they asked him if he had any enemies. Who would want to do this? And Brandon told the police the only people he could think of was Lori Vallow and Alex Cox.
So I implore you to listen carefully and decide for yourselves if the state's theory really makes logical sense. What motivation did I have? What malice have I ever shown to anyone? What benefit would I gain? I am a person who loves all people and has no malice towards anyone.
Lori Valdebel's brother, Alex Cox, can't be charged in this case because he died in December 2019 before charges were filed. Brandon Boudreau was the state's first witness with emotional testimony, talking about his family, how it seemed Lori was trying to turn his then wife against him. Then he described what it was like to really process the shooting.
When I saw the bullet hole, and I think maybe just kind of got a little bit of shock because it was real when I called 911, but then I kept thinking to myself, a bullet didn't come through my window. And, you know, I just, when I saw that, I just realized, like, no, someone is 100% trying to kill me.
Lori Valdebel could not cross-examine Brandon Boudreau without some files from her investigator. We're expecting that will take place sometime Friday. Erica Stapleton, 12 News.
And 12 Plus will stream daily gavel-to-gavel coverage of the trial, so make sure you download 12 Plus on your TV to watch for free. We'll also have a nightly recap show at 8:30. Again, that is exclusively streaming on 12 Plus.
It's been almost a month since a food truck exploded in Glendale, sending 2 workers to the hospital with serious burns. The family-run Malaysian food business had just opened a week earlier. But good news tonight. That family once again has a food truck and a new opportunity thanks to the generosity of some folks here in the Valley. Sun Health saw the story and realized they had a food truck they weren't using anymore. So they worked with Discount Tire to add a new generator and new tires and then donated the truck to the family. They say they can't wait to get back on the road. Still ahead.